Hello, guys. I am Mantra, 11th chapter of the book. I am compassion. Compassion, I am. I am grace, the very virtue that comes to me from source God. I am knowing full well that there is not sin or hell. Therefore, I am grace through my acceptance of my others, no matter what they have done, will do, might do, say, don't say, have said. I am compassion, for I know full well that each of us on earth behaves as we do or have, contingent upon the information that we have received and accepted at the vibration that we may be. I am compassion, for I let all that seek hear the aforementioned words from my very being. I pity myself and others when I or they make mistakes. I am, however, never to beat myself up for my decisions. So it is uttered, so it is. So that's the 11th chapter from the book I Am Mantra, written by Elliot Eli Jackson. And as I used to do, first I read the whole mantra and then I give you guys my interpretation of what I read. I am compassion. Compassion, I am. I think that's pretty self explanatory. But something that I realize now that I've read multiple books from Source is that Source is always emphasizing on the fact that we are love, they are love, we are them. Therefore, we have the ability to forgive everything to everyone. It doesn't matter what people did to us. It doesn't matter what we think people did to us. We have to forgive other people. Source also emphasize on the fact that it is for our highest good to forgive ourselves as quick as possible on the things that we did and that we are not proud of. Because I came to realize that throughout my life, I always, growing up, I knew I was a nice person. And, I knew I was a nice person. But then growing up, I ended up making some choices that made me not be proud of myself. That were really showing me the contradiction between who I thought I was and who I actually became. And it took me years to realize that in the back end of my head, like in the back of my self programming, I was blaming myself for the person that I became. But it's not even something that was, that I was aware of. So when I realized it, it's like I had to pull it out of me to be like, oh my God, I didn't know what I know now. It was based on the information that were around me, and I couldn't have accepted anything else as the truth. So that is what comes to mind when I read this compassion, forgiving other people but also ourselves. It's 10 p.m. here. I am grace, the very virtue that comes to me from source God. So that ability that we have to be graceful with people and ourselves, it's actually not a skill but a characteristic that we inherited from source itself, himself, themselves. English sometimes. I am knowing full well that there is not sin or hell. So in the book, The Sapiential Discourses, Universal Wisdom, Book 3, and also in the book From God to You, Absolute Truth, Source emphasize on the fact that that's part of the big lie that they came now to crack. There's no sin or hell. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do. You will never, ever lose the love of source God because you never had to win it in the first place. That was mind blowing. So see, there is nothing that you can do that's gonna make me not love you. It doesn't matter. Source is like, you are us. Why would I burn you in an infinite fire because of things that you did? Like, what kind of God am I if on one hand I can give you everything that you want, I can grant you anything, I can give you any type of power, but the moment you do something that I don't like, I'm gonna burn you. What kind of God is that? Right? So here when Saul says, I am knowing full well that there is not sin or hell, is because the belief in hell, the belief in sin. You see, as humans, we are so powerful that the simple fact that we are going to believe in sin or hell is going to create a reality that you are going to live based on the fact that we believe in sin. So let's say you did something. Let's say you went to a shop and you shoplifted. So you stole something. But now here you are, you believe in sin. And since you stole something, in your mind, based on your programming, you're going to start judging yourself. You're going to start blaming yourself because you sin. You're going to be like, oh my God, what you do, you sin. Or we're going to be punished. Or we're going to be punished. But here's the thing. And then you end up having an accident and you lose a finger and you're like, God punished me. It is not God. God is not doing anything. If there is a God doing anything, it is you because you have that power. In the previous video, I was saying that the process of creation happens at three layers: thoughts, words, deed, or action, right? So, of course, the more you're going to think about something, in this case, the more you're going to blame yourself about something that you did, what do you think is going to happen? You are creating and creating and creating on that plane of thought. It's going to manifest. You're going to put so much energy, right? You're going to slow the energy to the point where it's going to materialize in itself, right? So I am knowing full well that there is not sin or hell is because source want us to crack the lies and stop keeping in our mind the belief that there is a sin, because we end up being the one punishing ourselves. We end up being the one fear some kind of fire that may burn us for eternity. It doesn't exist. If it does, it's only in your mind. And why is it in your mind? Because of the environment that you were evolving in and the information that you accepted as truth. That's I'm going to say this sentence so many times because it hit me next level, that sentence, next level. It was really, really interesting to read that. Therefore, I am grace through my acceptance of my orders. Guys, I got away. And this is a live, I cannot cut. That's when you see who are the real YouTubers. Who are the real YouTubers? Okay. I am knowing full well that there is not sin or hell. Therefore, I am grace through my acceptance of my orders. No matter what they have done, will do, might do, say, don't say, have said. Look, the whole sentence, I have it in purple. I have it in purple. So Source is basically saying that no matter what people did to you, no matter what people did to you, the moment you start remembering who you are, you better start forgiving them. Why am I saying the moment? Okay, let me correct this. Source is not saying that it's only when you start remembering, right? You should do it at all time. But because of the way we've been raised, because of the environment that we were, this story is not being told. It is not being told. So mind you that now, with those books that I've been reading, bro, sometimes I think about people who did me wrong in the past or that I did wrong in the past, and I am forgiving them, or, yeah, I am for forgiving them, and I am also forgiving myself, because it is so crucial. Because something that we don't know is that we have so much energy attached to ourselves based on the experience that we had in the past. Let's say you had a lover that wasn't nice to you, or you were not nice to a lover. Let's say you had a teacher that was really mean to you, or parents that was mean to you, or you were mean to your parent, right? That energy is still on you if you didn't go through the process of releasing it. That's why the release letter exists. you're going to be like, what is a release letter, man? What are you talking about tonight? Release letter is the simple action of taking a piece of paper and a pen and you write a letter to that specific person who hurt you or that you hurt, and you put everything in that letter, everything that you couldn't say, that you didn't want to say, that you wouldn't say, that you shouldn't have said, everything you put it in that letter, everything. And honestly, the merrier the better. So I always say to people, minimum 4 pages, minimum 4 pages, minimum. And when you're done writing the letter, read it out loud and burn it. No one should read it but you. No one, right? So the process of releasing things is actually something that's going to help us tremendously. So Source is inviting us to always think about forgiving people. Always, always. But the way we humans we were raised and the way we see the world sometimes, this is one of the most difficult things for me to do, because sometimes I can still realize how I'm a prisoner to the thought that I had 5, 10, 15 years ago about someone whenever I come across that person, and now I'm like, bro, come on, are you a kid? How come you can go back to such an old emotion? Like the emotion is so old, it doesn't even match with who you became today, but still here you are plugging into that emotion as if it was your iPhone that you were trying to charge. Well, Apple, I think you owe me money now. I just mentioned you twice. I am compassion. For I know full well that each of us on earth behaves as we do or have contingent upon the information that we have received and accepted at the vibration that we may be. This sentence is a book on itself. This sentence is a multi-million, billion, trillion-dollar quote. So I'm going to say it again. I am compassion, for I know full well that each of us on earth behaves as we do or have contingent upon the information that we have received and accepted at the vibration that we may be. This is huge. This is huge. This is basically saying that make sure to constantly update yourself. Make sure to constantly scanning your life and see what is not serving you anymore, what is not working anymore, and make sure to change it for the better. Why? The moment you're going to change it for the better, you're going to go for another environment, and that other environment is going to expose you to a different data. And then inside that new data, you will have to select a new truth. Okay? Hear me out. I've been an entrepreneur now for the past 5 years. And the past 2 years have been completely shifting for me, like in terms of mindset and skills and money. Like everything is changing, literally everything. Now that I live in Antwerp, I go to this amazing co-working space called Silver Square. And the fact that I go there 4 to 5 times a week, it puts me in an environment where I am surrounded by entrepreneurs. I see people focused working on their laptop. I can see the people that are talking too much. I can see the people that are never talking. I can see the people that are dressed well. I can see the people that are always drinking coffee. So it's a complete different mindset. When 5 years, 6 years ago, or 7 years ago, when I was just contemplating the idea of becoming an entrepreneur, it was so scary. I was so afraid, but ask me why. Bro, put why in the comment. Although it's alive and there's no one's watching. Put why in the comment, and I'm going to tell you. Okay, I see that someone just put why, although there's no one. Bro, it's because the environment that I was in before, the main knowledge about being an entrepreneur was, oh, it's tough. Oh, when you're an entrepreneur, if you don't have enough customers and you need to go back into the 9 to 5, in that period where you don't have client and you are going back to 9 to 5, you won't get support from the government, or it's so tough, or you have to pay taxes, or you pay up to 50-60% of the taxes. Like all those things, the only data that I was surrounded by was saying entrepreneurship, it's so difficult, make sure to stay in a 9 to 5. But now that I go to this co-working space, I see so many entrepreneurs. I'm like, oh my God, it's so easy. And you speak with this one, what do you do? He tells you. What do you do? She tells you. And you see that people are being an entrepreneur with the simplest things, right? They are providing services that people actually need and they are making money. So this exposure, going, deciding to be in a new environment can only benefit you on a mid long term. Only. It is like you have no idea on how you're going to start thinking differently. You're going to start dressing differently. You're going to start having different hair just because you are exposing yourself to new things and you realize that you are more. You realize that not only you are more, but that you will forever meant for more. I don't know if this sentence makes sense, but let me say that again. You are more, and forever you will be looking for more. You have no choice. You are wired for expansion. Do you know that the universe loves when you go for new stuff? We human, we like security, we like certainty, we like prediction. But that's not what the universe wants. The universe is here to expand, to live in new stuff, to grow bigger. And how do you think such a thing called universe is going to grow? Through, I don't know, doing the same stuff? No. Whenever you don't know where you're going, whenever you know where you're going, but you don't know how to get there, the universe is excited. Source is excited. Source is like, this is why I'm here. I am here to experience myself. And although it's fine to experience myself in one thing multiple times, I don't see myself doing the same stuff forever. No, I want to try new stuff. And that's how you try, and one day you come across one thing that maybe you never heard of, or maybe you heard of, but you were a bit, you were like, oh my God, this is so nice. This is so nice. And you feel it in your body. And you feel it in your body, and you feel the excitement, you feel the joy, you feel the love. You're like, oh my God, what is this? I didn't know this existed, but it has always been there waiting for you. So stop staying where you are. You are wired for more. You are wired for growth. You are wired for love. You are wired for evolution. If that job is not serving you anymore, you must leave. Even if you're afraid, especially if you're afraid, because if you were not afraid, you wouldn't be listening to this right now. The reason why you're afraid is because it is so big. It is so big. It is so big. The vision you have is so big, but we like this man did so many effed up things throughout the centuries that now it is easier for us to believe that we are less, to believe that we deserve less, to believe that it is okay to be in lack when this universe is abundant. Bro, when you travel and you go, I remember when I went to Barcelona back in February 2024 for the first time. I was like, wow, I see a lot of nice cars here. I see a lot of Range Rover here. Range Rover is my dream car, by the way. I see a lot of luxury boutiques here. And then I was like, and in every country is like that. In every country, you have thousands of people driving Porsche and Range Rover and sleeping in five-star hotel. But why not me? Why not me? Why am I not wired like that? It's in Bas. I remember I went there for a mastermind and I was like, yo, what is this? In every country where you go, you have people that are living in abundance, but not me, not us. No, this is the end. This is the end of this season. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it, man. Do you know who we are? Do you know who you are? We are amazing human beings. We are geniuses. We created everything that we tend to forget that everything that we see in this universe, we humans, we created it. The only thing that we didn't is the stuff that Source had in the CD. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say the CD, watch the live from yesterday. Everything is in the CD. But the mic, the arm for the mic, the webcam, the computer, the mouse, the book, we created it. with the guidance of source, with the connection to the divine. But we are amazing. We've been renewing ourselves centuries after century. So don't think that during your time here on earth you are meant for less. Nah, that's a lie. That's a lie. And I swear, if you believe that, change your environment. Change your environment. Although if you change your environment and you don't change who you are, bro, you ain't going nowhere. Start buying books. I'm telling you, start buying books. Books are the key. You can watch YouTube videos, but it's not the same thing. I'm telling you, books. So we must forgive people, bro. This is I am. What I'm saying is coming out of me, but it's also for me. Yeah. What I'm saying is it's coming out of me, but it is for me because I need to forgive people. I am being completely honest with you. This is making sense to me, but sometimes I also feel that resistance. So it's something that I'm working on. And to be honest, my big brother is coming here in 1 week for my birthday. For the past 2-3 years, we haven't been that close. When we used to speak together every day, my big brother was my twin, right? And now, thanks to those books, I am coming to the realization that it doesn't matter what I think he did to me. It doesn't matter what I think he didn't do for me. I need to forgive him so that I can enjoy life. That's that's the goal, huh? That's the goal, I swear. I am compassion, for I know full well that each of us on earth behaves as we do or have, contingent upon the information that we have received and accepted at the vibration that we may be. Let me start with the end. At the vibration that we may be, what is your current vibration? If you had to put your vibration on a scale from 0 to 10, where are you? Where are you? Because the vibration that you are at now dictates the quality of the truth that you can accept. You cannot accept a truth that higher than the vibration that you are. It's really complex unless you're really willing to change, unless you're really like, this life that I'm living is not serving me. I surrender and say it out loud before going to bed. Source, I surrender. I surrender to you. This life is not serving me. I surrender to you, Source. Show me the way. I heard about you growing up. Show me exactly who you are. Make it in a way that I cannot deny it. Like, blow my mind. Blow my mind. Show me a set of signs that once I see them, I am going to be like, okay, now what's next? Just tell me anything and I'm going to do that. Tell me anything because I did it. I did it. Once I knew the path that I was supposed to take, bro, I tried to shrink. I wanted to hide. I still wanted, to go for only the business. But then I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. This is the joy. This is the joy. You know what I mean? So it's all about the vibration that you are at. Because the vibration that you are at dictates the quality of the truth that you're going to accept. So, contingent upon the information that we have received. So, you have the vibration that you are at, the type of information that you receive, and then accept. You cannot accept an information that you didn't receive. If you never heard the conversation around the fact that the earth is flat or the earth is round, from which point of view are you going to choose that, oh yeah, the earth is flat? No, because you never heard it, right? And then, so, I started by the end, vibration that we may be at, the information that we received and accepted as truth, and each of us on earth behaves. So we cannot behave differently. Everything is tied to your environment. Everything. I am compassion, for I let all that seek hear the aforementioned words from my very being. I don't know what that sentence means. I am compassion for I let all that sick hear. So guys, let me know in the comment, what that sentence means. Maybe later I will ask to ChatGPT. I think if this was, if I could put pause here, I would have done it. I don't see any button, but it's fine. Yeah, I don't see any button. So what else? I pity myself or others when I or they make mistake. So what I understand, because the I pity myself, I don't really know what it means, but what I feel intuitively is I feel sad for myself. I feel a tiny bit sad for myself or for other people when they make mistakes. However, I am never to beat up myself for my decisions. And I want to emphasize on the word beat up. Beat up. To beat up. So you're coming from up and you beat up. So when you beat up, you're putting down. And when you put down, vibration goes down. And when vibration goes down, the quality of the information that you receive cannot be up. You will only be information that are down. Therefore, you are not on your path to ascension. You are not going towards the truth. You are going towards emotions and energy and actions that will not serve the highest good. Do you see what it means? This is this is this is pure gold. This is amazing. And then of course you have the final words to seal everything that you just said, because saying a mantra is one thing, but at the end you have to seal it. You have to put the lock, and close it so that okay, it comes as a package to the universe. Like, okay, now this is the package. Do something for me. Actually, it's already done. Because Sal said, whenever you ask for something, just remember I already answer. Why? Because everything is in the CD. Guys, I am so happy I was able to deliver you a third live in a row. Because yeah, normally I go live at 8 p.m. It's currently 10:23 p.m. here, and I am so happy that I was able to do that. So thank you for your time, and let me know what you thought about this video, right? Because sometimes I want to read the mantra, sometimes I also want to go with the flow, and yeah, we're gonna see what we're gonna add for next time. So see you in the next one. Peace and love.